Alright guys, it's Dokkan time again, and today we're going to be going over the new Early in Trunks LR. Very weird kind of unit for Dokkan to be thrown in there. They actually have some decent animations. We'll do a quick rundown on a private server to test them out. There's been some kind of mixed feedback. Back and forth, people just don't seem to understand how good this unit can be. And here's another thing to remember. This unit's still going to get an easy A. It's going to get an easy A. It's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be very soon, but I can promise you that when it does get an easy A, it'll be only better. So, Unity Born in Another World, Super Saiyan Trunks, and Super Saiyan Broly. They are a time traveler lead for 80%. 12 key is raise attack and defense by 30, and then 18 key is also raise attack and defense, and then they lower enemy defense by 50. They have key plus 4 attack and defense 100, randomly change any key spheres to rainbow key spheres if they're in slot 1 and slot 3 at the start of the turn. So the way this works is that it's when you start the turn. So if right when you go into turn 1, if they're in the first or third slot, it'll automatically do the random orb changing. If you go on to turn 3, if they end up being put onto slot 2, they won't change anything. They have to appear on the turn on that slot for it to happen. Anyways, so an additional key plus 2 per rainbow key sphere, an additional attack plus 20 per rainbow key sphere. Launches an additional super attack with a medium chance of becoming a super. Launch 2 additional super, sorry. So that's 3 potential additionals. High chance to perform a critical. Attack and defense plus 40 when launching a super attack, and then attack and defense plus 31% and damage reduction plus 8% for each super attack performed during that turn. So that's the only thing I don't like about the unit, is that this whole line right here is during the turn they're playing. So it can be kind of like wonky if you don't get lucky on the RNG. Now, because we already have a 50% chance to actually critical, I would highly suggest you just straight up ignore putting crit into this unit and go for straight up full-on additional and then put the rest into dodge, because part of their kit is like just solely relying on actually additionaling. So if you don't additional, then you're not going to actually get anything off with this unit. So my suggestion is put as much into additional that you feel comfortable with going into, and then after that, just put the rest into dodge, because they already have 50% chance to crit. And on the off chance that they actually do eventually easy A, that means the crit will only go up, the additionals will only go up, so they'll only get better. All right. They do have an active skill, Promise Power, Key plus 20, Attack plus 60, and attacks will always connect. You can only activate that if your HP is 40% or lower, or from the 6th turn. They do have some interesting links: Saiyan Warriors, Saiyan Lineage, Shocking Speed, Prepare for Battle, Super Saiyan Shattering Limit, and then Legendary Power. So they got 4 actual key multipliers. They're Shattering the Limit, Shocking Speed, Saiyan Lineage, and Prepare for Battle. Every single one of those links actually gives off an additional 5 attack and defense. So that's actually pretty nice, not gonna lie. The real big issue I have with this unit is the link partners. Like, I mean, this top row here ain't that great. No. His best, probably, like, how do I put this, meta-worthy partner would definitely be, like, this full power Goku. The good news is, like, he's got Shocking Speed, he's got Prepared for Battle, he's got Shattering the Limit, Saiyan Lineage, all of these links you're gonna get with a lot of units. So, I mean, you can pick and choose. You're never gonna find the perfect link partner, but just kind of like God Goku, they can just kind of link with a very large portion of the cast. So, let's go look at Halvard stats here. Now, keep in mind, this unit can get specialized bronze, silver, and gold equips. These equips can give an absurd amount of defense, and they are the ideal equips that you will equip to them, and you should not equip anything else. So bronze, 800 defense, silver gives 1,000 defense, gold gives 1,500 defense. That's 3,300 in extra defense given. That's absurd. But anyways, so with 40% support, if they just do a 18 key super, that's 500k defense. If they additional super after that, they have 800k defense. If they get a triple super, that's 1.2 million defense. And if they quad super, that's a 1.4 million defense marker. Now, that's pretty dang good. With the damage reduction as well, because if you get that, if you get a quad super, that means you get plus 8 to your damage reduction for every super attack. So that's a quad super. That's 8, 16, 44. I mean, you're getting over 30% damage reduction right there. That's really good. That's really bloody good. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty dang good. Obviously, the lower 20% margin you won't really feel it too much, but it definitely still helps. So that damage reduction is there, hitting 1.2 million defense. I mean, I'm not seeing the issue here. It's a very good unit. Very, very, very good unit. So yeah, my suggestion for that would definitely be additional and then dodge. Now, normally I don't do this for the how to build videos, but let's go over here and let's give the unit a try and see how well they'll do. You know, let's just see how well they can do. Now, as I said, I don't normally go for this kind of attention for a unit, but they're a brand new free-to-play LR. I would say that they're honestly kind of on the brim of like an STR LR Vegito Blue status. Like, this is the new good free-to-play unit that you can rock. Now, the LR STR Vegito Blue has definitely fallen off over time. He's just not really worth bringing along. There's just better Vegito Blues and so forth. But in this case, Trunks and Broly are just a whole crazy different unit. I will definitely say and admit, though, they do not have, like, a lot of category. I mean, they have a couple categories. You know, you got Connected Power, you got Full Power. I meant Connected Hope, by the way. Time Travelers, which is what we're running them on right now. Entrusted Will, Power of Wish. So I kind of take it back. They do have some decent good categories. But obviously, as any Trunks unit, you're probably going to want to mix them up with Trunkses. So because they appeared on the third slot right here, we actually did get the Rainbow Orb chain. Now, as you can see, we only got 3 links with the LR Sword of Hope Trunks. What happens when we switch it over to Vegeta? You get Prayer Power, Shattering the Limit, and Super Saiyan. So, here's the thing. Because I'm putting him in slot 1, once he comes back on turn 4, he won't Rainbow Orb chain. So, I'm going to keep him right here, mostly because I want to try and get as... I want to see his super attack. I want to show him off. Defense isn't looking too good start of turn. Like, start of turn isn't amazing. So you're not ideally going to want to put him in slot 1 normally. You're normally going to want to try and put him in, like, slot 2 and slot 3. This is a floating unit. Man, look at that. Look at that super, though. That super's cool. That super's cool, man. That is super cool looking super attack. That's a super cool looking super attack. I'm not going to lie. I love that. Alright, this is the only part I hate about going into this red zone. This red zone is just like click, 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 because of all these freaking ninjas. I usually go to this stage to test out units purely because you have these units where you want to try and see what kind of buffs they get for actually fighting multitudes of enemies here. But I'll pause this and unpause it once we actually get over to the next turn. Okay, so we're finally on a turn where we can utilize them. So once again, like I said before, this is not a unit you want to put into slot 1. They're not a slot 1 unit, they're a slot 2. Now, this Trunks right here is probably going to be one of my favorite units to rock with him once he comes to global. You got Saiyan Lineage, you got Profile, you got Saiyan Warrior Race, you got Super Saiyan, you got Shattering Element, so you got 3 key links. You got 3 defense links total, because the Saiyan Lineage, Profile, Shattering links are keys links and defense links. And then you got 2 attack links. It's a good mixture of all of it. Now you're missing out on Shocking Speed and Legendary Power, so you're missing out on what, like 20% attack or 25% attack, and then like 5% defense. We care more about defense and key in this case scenario. But let's just go ahead and do this. Now, in this turn, we actually have like a 40% support with Vegeta right here, because this Xeno Vegeta supports Vegeta family. Oh, wait, no. That's my mess up. That's my mess up. I don't think... He's not Vegeta family, is he? No, he's not. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So he's only about a 200k defense marker. That's fine. Like I said, he's not actually supposed to be like super crazy start of turn defense. My Super Saiyan 2 Trunks animations are wild. Alright, here we go. 6.1 starting right off. Well, I gotta say, that was probably the most disappointing possible turn. You do gotta realize that his attacks are only a 30% chance to get that additional off for 2 of them. And then it's whatever your stats are actually in, you know, it's just whatever your stacks are at that point. So when you're looking at this unit, you gotta realize the more additional you have built in here, the better the unit's going to be. Unfortunately, with KX Dokkan, it's built in with 20 crit and 6 additional, which is stupid. It's not the correct build. This is the worst build possible. This is the unfortunate of me not being able to run a 2 accounts. But let me pause again to get off this screen, and then we'll try to hopefully get a better light of them on the next rotation. All right, and so we're back here on the next phase after the Murasaki's. So, this is I'm really hoping he doesn't get super attacked right off the bat, because this is one of the few times you can actually see a unit do 5 super attacks. I don't think he'll do 5 super attacks. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get stunned. But let's at least take a look at this animation right here. He's getting double supported with, at least defensively, with Bardock right there. He's at 200k start of turn defense. Now remember, when you use an active skill, you get the buffs on super. So he's going to get his buffs from on super attack, and it's going to be acting as if he did an 18 key super. Well, technically a 24 key super. Oh, it's just a power-up? Well, I was hoping it was actually an attack. I didn't know that. We're both learning something here, so that's unfortunate. So, no, he can still only quad super, but he did get a huge boof to his attack. We'll see if he even gets the super. I'm not entirely sure. Unfortunately, he locked the Super Saiyan 2 Trunks in slot 1. You know what? Let's just go ahead and float it off. I think I'm done after. I think I'm going to stop the showcase after this. So let's just do this. And then this way, we can actually see them in their best light, potentially. Does he raise? No, he doesn't. I was wondering if Bardock or him actually raised the allies' super attack on super. 13 million super attack right there with that attack. See, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. That's why I swapped them. That's why I swapped them. That's why it happened. Freaking General Blue, man, I tell you. Telling ya. Alright, here we go. 12.7 million attack stat as the first super attack. Can't tell me that's not good. 9.7 million. 9.6 on a double super. Yo, come on. And he crit. Yo, that's not a bad KO screen. That's not a bad KO screen. That's not a bad KO screen. All right. Anyways, guys, yeah, that's going to be it for the video. So my highest suggestion would be to build him full additional and then put the rest into dodge. He's not a slot 1 unit. He's a slot 2 and 3 unit. In fact, I would honestly say guy is more of a floating unit. Purely as, like, you know, if you got a good, perfect partner for him, then yeah, you can definitely keep him slot 2 as long as he actually gets more than 1 super attack off. But that's why I say build full additional to just raise your chances of doing that. He's already got the 50% chance to crit. I mean, there's really no reason not to give him full additional and then put the rest into dodge. So, anyways, guys, I hope that helped you figure out how to build this unit, and I hope you have a good day and a good night.